welcome back to the podcast. It's your girl Shelly Nicole with Drinks After Work. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a great Monday. I don't know why I forgot for a second what day it was. Hope everybody is ready for Thursday. Thanksgiving is finally here. Why am I saying finally? Because why is it here so fast? I feel like we literally just got over the summer. So how is it the holidays already? Anyway, I hope you guys are ready for Thursday. Getting your stomachs ready. I've been eating very light since last week. Okay, not every day, but I've been eating very light ish some days since last week, getting myself ready because the food is about to be popping. I was on turkey duty. I'm normally on turkey duty, but because it's not going to be at my house this year, so turkey duty has to be at the person's house who's hosting it, correct? So I will be on mac and cheese duty. Mac and cheese busting all the time. So I'm excited for that. My mom's stuffing, my aunt's stuffing. Her stuffing is good too. They make 2 different types of stuff, but they're very good. We don't do ham anymore in our house. We used to, but I feel like just my aunt and probably like 1 or 2 of my cousins, they do ham, but it's not really that much of us this year. We're gonna keep it cute for Thanksgiving. After the holidays, we're all gonna meet up and hang out. But nonetheless, I'm excited for it. I'm ready. This weekend was okay. It was a chilled weekend. I didn't really do much of nothing. I was supposed to get my hair done Thursday, but Mother Nature had a whole nother plan. So I just, went with it. So I didn't get it done, but nonetheless, I'm getting it done tomorrow. So I'm excited. So I always love getting my hair done. It's like a refresher. Like it makes you feel like that bad bitch all over again. Like even if you do your own hair, it's still like it's something about it. Like you get that boost of confidence. Like yes, hair's done, nails done. Especially when your hair, nails, lashes done. Baby, we'll be here all day if I talk about it. But anyway, that's what I was supposed to do Friday. Didn't do it. Saturday just worked. It's ridiculous at work because Thanksgiving, so everyone's traveling nonetheless. And yeah, Sunday I went out to dinner with one of my friends. Shout out to Clarinel. And yeah, we just talked. We shot an episode at La Sala, which is a Spanish restaurant that is actually really nice. We were supposed to do brunch, but given the fact that we got out of work around brunch time, like when brunch time begins, have to get home, change, dress, this, that, it's just okay, might as well just do dinner, but like, call it a day and do dinner. So we shot an episode there as well, and be on the lookout for that soon also. And yeah, so today's episode I feel like I'm dragging it. So today's episode is called Feeling Stuck. And I think for a lot of us, we can resonate with this, feeling stuck, especially with, I want to say for me at least, for the year going by so quickly as it's gone by, feeling as though you're in the same space, in the same area in your life and nothing has really changed or nothing has really evolved. If you look at it on a narrow perspective, if you look at it in hindsight, if you look at it from a bigger lens, things have changed. You've changed. Your personality has changed. Your character has changed. It may not be something drastic, but nonetheless, you've made little improvements from who you were back then to who you are now. And I feel like a lot of the times we get caught up in, especially with social media, and listen, I'm never going to say that social media is completely 110% horrible. It's not, because I would be a hypocrite. I'm on social media. I would be a hypocrite by saying that. But I will say that you do need to have your moments of just like detoxing, because I do feel like social media will make you feel as if you're not doing enough. And you probably have heard that before. You probably have heard other people say that, where they feel pressured by what they see on YouTube, what they see on Instagram, what they see on TikTok, that they need to be doing more and more and more and more and more. And you don't get a lot of influencers. You get some. You get a good amount of influencers who will actually tell you like how they got there, what they've been doing, how long it took them to get to where they are, instead of just showing you the glitz and the glamour of where they're at right now. And I feel like that causes a lot of us, especially me. Me, I keep it real on here. I have had my moments too, looking at social media and having to literally detox myself and tell myself, get off of it. Stop watching it, watch something else, watch something inspirational that can help motivate you without having to watch what the outcome of that, of what they've done has given them. Because sometimes that can make you feel like you're not doing enough. Like, why can't I get this? Or why haven't I, I've been pushing and nothing has happened. Another like example at like even for myself, and I had to realize a lot of it has to do with me. So also understanding when you're talking about feeling stuck, you have to come to some terms with yourself about taking accountability for what it is you're not doing. I have my moments, and what's funny is because me and my friend, we're not into the zodiac thing anymore, which is crazy because we both decided to we started our spiritual journey, and part of our spiritual journey, and I think anybody can attest to this, when you're on your spiritual journey, you kind of leave the whole zodiac thing alone. Like, you really don't pay attention to it at all. Maybe a little bit, but you're not supposed to pay attention to it at all. Nonetheless, for this, episode, for this sake, we're both Cancers, and we both ended up having the same mindset literally around the same time. And she even told me, and I then told one of my friends, who then told one of her friends. So it's just like a whole telephone type of situation that happened, where stop looking at social media. Stop paying attention, not social media, sorry. Stop looking at zodiacs. Stop paying attention to your zodiac and stop paying attention to what it is your zodiac is telling you is going to happen. Because for me, at least, whatever the damn zodiac was supposed to, I remember seeing it earlier this year. And when I say like I literally stopped paying attention to my zodiac, I would say that was probably right before my birthday. I want to say like maybe April, May or so. I stopped paying attention to my zodiac, and I unfollowed all those zodiac readers and everybody who does that, the psychics and everything. I unfollowed them. Even on YouTube, I did the same thing. I stopped paying attention to it. Twitter, just knocked it off. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to, read it, nothing. I just simply said, okay, God, it's me and you, big dog. Like, what's going on? Like, what do I have to do? What do I need to do in order for me to step into what you're calling for me to do, right? And to get out of this feeling stuck mentality that is honestly a battle. But nonetheless, me and her were having this same conversation, and she said to me, you have to stop paying attention to it, because like, again, your zodiac is going to tell you what your life is what's supposed to happen for you. And when it doesn't happen, now you feel like you're in this circle. Like, hello, when is something going to change? When am I going to see this? It said that I'm supposed to have Mrs. Right or Mr. Right, and they're supposed to knock on my door, and I'm supposed to have this, and by this time, if you pay attention to this number, this will happen. You kind of have to stop all of that. Like, it's not about, some of it has to, like, I get your personality, and some of the characteristics of who you are can reflect what the meaning of your zodiac is, but nonetheless, paying so much close attention to it and seeing what it is that your zodiac is supposed to have, what's supposed to happen for you according to your zodiac in this month, it will drive you fucking insane. Just stop doing it. I feel like that's definitely a part of why so many of us feel stuck, because we're waiting for that, yes, like that moment where the ball drops and you're just like, this is what exactly is supposed to happen. That's how it was supposed to. Instead of, which brings me to number 2, because that was technically number 1, getting out of social media and the whole zodiac thing. Number 2 is leaning way more on God. I want to say this year alone, I've leaned leaned on God way more than I've ever done before. My mom, little backstory. My mom had me and my brother in the church from when we were younger. We went, I want to say every other Sunday when we were younger. And it wasn't until high school when she kind of made it I want to say made it a choice, but not really made it a choice. We were into our, different things within high school. And I think I was working. Or no, I was in dance. Actually, no. I was in dance mostly on the weekends. So I think maybe after high school. During college or so is when we kind of stopped going every weekend. My mom still went, but she never pushed for me and my brother to keep going because, we were starting our own lives. We were moving into our own adulthood. And she wanted us to gain and continue to have a relationship with God in our own way and on our own terms. I will definitely say God has always been a part of my life, but I never paid attention to God as much as I did last year and this year. Mostly this year, I paid way more attention to him than I've ever done before. I literally did like a whole 360, if you want to say that. I stopped with, I remember telling God one day, like, I'm surrendering everything. Like, I literally knelt down in my living room and I was just like, this is on you. I can't do this anymore, and I'm going to stop trying to figure everything out on my own, because when I do, nothing works out the way that I thought it was going to work out. And it's the hardest thing to do. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you want to get out of this stuck feeling, which part of it has to do with us always wanting to have control over every situation in our life, even when it's like the door is constantly shut or the door is not opening and you're constantly trying to pry it open. God is literally going to tell you, I'm telling you to stop for a reason. I'm telling you no for a reason. And you'll get some people who will say, you have to create the life that you want. And I believe that too. You do have to create the life that you want. But in some circumstances, and I think a lot of people can attest to this, even those who are wealthy now, who are rich now, who are probably living a better life, not necessarily rich or wealthy, but living a different life from what they used to, can tell you that sometimes God is going to stop something so that way it doesn't hurt you once you get it. If you get what I'm saying. You can keep prying for something. And then sometimes God's going to be like, all right, fine, cool, here. Test it out. Let me see how it goes. And then it doesn't go right for you at all. Everything goes completely left. And you're just like, that's not what I didn't order that. Like, that's not what I wanted. Like, I didn't ask for all of this. I wanted this, but I didn't want that. And God can literally be looking at you like, well, had you had listened to me when I told you to stop prying at that door, you would have known that was going to happen and this was going to happen also. You just want this, but it's not going to just be this. I had to literally understand that and come to terms with it. I also, another backstory, I told myself at 18, by 25, I'm going to be married. I'm going to have kids. I'm going to have the white picket fence. I'm going to do the whole thing. I'm 33. No children. Not married yet. In Jesus' name, no kids yet. It's going to happen. But I told myself this is what my life was going to be like at 18. No. And honestly, now that I look back at it, I can thank God for that it didn't happen, because I wouldn't have experienced the world like I experienced the world, being able to travel, being able to live on my own, being able to do so many different things that I probably had to put on the back burner had I had gotten married so early, or had I had children much earlier. But nonetheless, I told myself that this is where my life was going to be at 25, and it didn't happen that way. So now also feeling stuck, like, well, why hasn't it happened? Why hasn't it happened yet? Maybe it might not have happened at 25, but time's ticking. When is it going to happen? Kind of having, and this goes into the third part, being grateful for where you're at right now. I remember last week I was listening to, so the church that I got my bra out, sorry y'all. The church that I tend to listen to and watch is Lighthouse Church. It's in Houston. Pastor Keon Henderson is the pastor, and that's the one I subscribe to and I'm a member of, and also the Potter House. I also listen to them as well. Bishop T.D. Jakes and Pastor Sarah Jake Roberts. Sorry. I watch both sermons. Sometimes Jerry Flowers too. I think I mentioned this, where I also watch his sermons as well. But I had watched last week, just different things would pop up on my YouTube, I think, as algorithm normally does. But sometimes it's just like, it can't be algorithm. And I was having this conversation with someone else where I said, yes, algorithm is algorithm. Like, yes, if you keep clicking on something, it's going to constantly keep popping up. But there's no way that you haven't spoke about it where your phone can listen to what you're saying, or, the internet is, you're on your laptop and Siri's paying attention to what it is you're saying, and then it pops up where you haven't said anything at all. Like, I literally would not say nothing at all. I'm saying all this to myself in my head, not out loud, but I'm saying it to myself. I'm thinking these things, and then it pops up. Literally everything last week was about gratitude. Every sermon that I had watched was about gratitude. I think the one that I had watched from the Potter's House was, I think it was 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe even a year ago. I don't even know when that sermon was, but it pops up. All the sermons was talking about gratitude. I go on my Bible app, it's talking about gratitude. So if y'all can tell me that that's not a sign from God telling me, so are you going to be thankful for where you're at right now before I can level you up, or what? And that's one thing, again, I had to understand. And I feel like if you are feeling stuff, you have to find it within yourself to stop and to just say, you know what? I'm not where I want to be. This isn't what I thought I would be or where I would be right now. But I'm thankful that I'm not where I could be. And that, for me, was just like, you know what, Sho? It's not exactly what I wanted. Like I said, it's not what I wanted. Again, I was supposed to be married now with kids, living in a nice big house, and having the job or the career that I thought I would be in. Didn't happen that way. And it wasn't before anybody goes, well, that's because you didn't make it happen. No, I tried very hard. And everybody who knows me, they know. But again, sometimes when these doors are being shut, they're being shut for a reason. They're not supposed to be open. And you have to kind of bow down and just say, you know what? Okay, so there's obviously something else that I'm supposed to be doing. And maybe what I thought I'm supposed to be doing is clearly not it. I'm being saved from something right now, and I don't know what it is. Nonetheless, I think, like I was saying, you should have a sense of gratitude, because life, yes, is lifing. Life is lifing for everybody. Even, like, again, I like social media. I do love it. It has its benefits, but do not think that people are not going to post real shit. Like, people are not going to post that they could not get out of the bed and they were in a deep depression the last 2 days, and now on the third day, now they're up outside enjoying life, writing inspirational shit on Instagram. No, like, they're not going to tell you that. They're not. I'll be the one to tell you. There are times I have my moments where my phone's on D&D. I don't feel like talking. If it's not on D&D, I just look at it and I'm just like, yeah, I can't right now. I'll text them like, hey, what's going on? Whatever. But to have a full-blown conversation, not in the mood. My curtains will be drawn. I am sitting eating snacks and I'm watching TV because I just cannot. My social battery is on 0. I don't want to do it. And again, also feeling stuck. Feeling and asking myself and asking God, okay, what am I supposed to be doing now? I don't want to be in this same position in next year. 2025 is literally right around the corner. I don't want to be in the same spot mentally, emotionally, physically. Well, physically was mostly on me, but physically, and just every part of my life, I want it to be advanced. I want it to be different. What can I do to make it different? And again, this is where you have to take in accountability. What have you been doing? What have you not been doing? And be for real with yourself. You don't have to announce it to the world. Like, there are certain things that I believe you keep private. There's certain things about your life that you don't always have to announce and tell people, like, okay, well, I need to do this, I need to do that. If anything, tell a therapist. That might be the only person that you really tell, or tell like a close friend that you can really rely on, that probably is feeling the same way, or that can also motivate you. But you have to take accountability for where you have kept yourself in the same circle, in the same space for so long. But you have to have gratitude where you are, because it can be way different. Again, I never pictured myself being right here, but I do know that it could have been way worse. I know that I could be living a completely different life outside of what I thought I would be doing, and I'm not. So in the feeling stuck, you have to feel appreciative also. And the last thing I definitely want to say when it comes to feeling stuck, I do feel like you have to make a plan. What is going to be the plan? What is going to be the plan for next year? Again, we're right around the corner for 2025. So what is your plan? What are you thinking? What is your idea? And put it into action. Like, I even told myself, like, even before 2025, and this is how I even started this podcast, I was going to wait until 2024. I was like, all right, I'm going to start it in January. And I'm like, no, we're towards the end of 23. I want to do it now. Let me do it now. Boom. That was it. I think it was like December. So I'm actually coming up on my anniversary of this episode of this podcast. So I feel like there was so much more that I have to learn, but there's so much more that I already learned of what I'm supposed to do. And it takes time. It takes time, but you also have to have a plan. The moment you have that plan, you can set out, okay, I could do this. This works with my schedule. This is how much it's going to cost. Let me do this. Let me do that. And put it all, write it down. Personally, I like to write it. I really don't care. Like, I care to type because we're in the like typing era. And, you know, it's easier if you just do it on your phone. I like to literally get some paper and write down what my plan is. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. This is how this is going to be. This is the budget for this. Let me try to do this instead. Whatever the case is. But I definitely do feel like you have to set a plan and set a goal and just make sure that it happens. I was able to actually cross off. I actually did this the other night. I crossed off 4 things that I said I wanted to do this year, and I did it. Without even thinking about it, I looked at that list and I was just like, I did do that, and I did do this, and I did that as well. So I'm not as stuck as I thought I was. It feels like it because time is moving at lightning freaking speed. But if you really look at some of the things that you write down from what has happened in 23 to compare to 24, what you're hoping for 2025, you could see the difference. Even if within your character, I'm not the same person I was last year. Hell, I'm not even the same person I was 6 months ago, which is good. You don't want to be the same person. You want to evolve. And I think when you evolve personally, everything else within your life changes as well. You start to evolve as a human altogether. So I do feel like that's definitely a plus. But nonetheless, feeling stuck, we all do. It's not a specific type of person who doesn't feel that way, especially now with the economy the way it is, the presidency, if it's not who you thought it was going to win, you're feeling stuck, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling, really scared, not knowing what's going to happen, what's going on. It's a lot. It's a lot. When you snap out of social media world, out of the fantasy world, out of what I'm going to show you world versus what's really going on, it's a lot going on. And you have every reason to feel like you're not moving fast enough. but don't break your, if any advice I can give you is remove yourself. Remove yourself and de-stress yourself the best way you possibly can. Make sure you do self-care days. That's what I would definitely say. Self-care days are a must. I don't care what it is. If that means going to go get your nails done, if that means getting your hair done, if that means going to the spa, if that means going on a hike upstate or wherever you're at, go on that hike, go to that spa, go on that bike ride, do whatever it is you need to do just to decompress and just remove yourself from what the world is, what's going on in the world from your phone, and just be with yourself and your thoughts for a while. And then just write, like I said, write things down. Talk to God. If you are on your spiritual journey, like myself, you will see that if you speak to him, he answers you back. He's going to answer you back. It's a lot of distractions. And crazy thing is, I just saw that sermon this morning too. Jerry Flowers was talking about it. And Pastor Jerry Flowers was talking about it. And if you silence the noise, and silencing the noise means getting off Instagram, getting off TikTok for a little bit, getting off of Facebook, getting off of Instagram, getting off of Twitter, getting off of all of these apps for a bit, just for a bit, you can honestly hear God speaking to you if you talk to him. Speaking to him every night, whether you're laying down, whether you're kneeling, whether you're sitting on the couch, whether you're driving home, you turn the music off and you're just having a conversation with him while you're driving. Whatever the case is, he's going to answer you. He's going to talk to you. He's going to say something. And whether it pops up, it can even pop up on your phone. Like, I remember seeing that too. Like, and it has happened more than once, where I am thinking something, or I'm saying something, I'm having a conversation with God, and I'm just scrolling. After I pray and everything, I'm just scrolling, and then the answer of what I just said pops up. Some people will sit here and say, bro, you're bugging. That's not even true. No, I'm being serious. But that's how me and God talk. And again, it's not always on social media. It's not always through my phone. Sometimes I literally have to just sit in silence and hear him say something to me at any given moment. Do this, do that, do that. Before I even started my spiritual journey, I'm not going to lie to you, I kept getting and I kept hearing it. I kept hearing it. Open the Bible. Open the Bible. Read the Bible. I would walk past the Bible in my room. It was right there by my TV. I think on the right side. Yeah, if you're facing the TV, it was on my right side. Kept walking past it. Kept walking past it. Every time I walked past it, whether I looked at it or not, read the Bible. I'm thinking about something completely different. Read the Bible. And I'm like, why do I keep hearing that? Why is that constantly being said? Read the Bible. Read the Bible. I eventually picked up the Bible and I started reading it. And I started listening to little words, little messages that kept coming to me, do this, do that, do this, do that. I'm telling you, God's going to listen to you. But the feeling stuck part is going to happen when we allow the distraction of the outside world overtake our minds. And we're all doing it. I'm even doing it myself. Like I said, I have to sometimes decompress. Sometimes you're not going to get an episode from me on 1 week. I'm going to be by myself for a little bit. I got to. I'm not ashamed to say it. You have to pull back. You have to realign yourself. You have to look at what it is you're doing, because that will give you, not only will it make you crazy, but it will give you anxiety. And sometimes I have bad anxiety, but I've learned how to speak, Michelle, learn how to control it and learn what it is I need to do. Part of it was going to the gym. Now I know I have not gone to the gym since June. Don't come for me. I enjoyed my summer. I enjoyed my food. I'm not too bad. I'm not. But ask me to walk up a hill. We got to go a little slow compared to back earlier in the year. But it's okay. Like I said, I hold myself accountable. Feeling stuck, I hold myself accountable. I'm back at it. I just got me a new gym bag. We back in there. But again, That is part of the feeling stuck, and part of feeling like you're not moving fast enough because you're allowing the outside world to tell you what it is you're not doing. And it can be motivational, but it can also be very draining. It can also feel like a lot of weight is on your shoulders, like you're not doing enough, but you are doing just fine. If you feel like you need to do some more, again, write a plan, make it work, write it out, type it out if you want to type it out, and remove yourself and write this list. Do that, and then speak to God as well to figure out where you're supposed to go. And he may not answer you at that exact moment. You may be talking to him right now, and you sit there waiting for him to answer you, and he may not say nothing to you right now. He may say something to you tomorrow. He may say something to you in your dreams. Okay. He may say something to you 2 days from now. Whatever. But the answers will come. Things will start to come to you. But understand that everybody just posts what they want to post. They don't post their reality. They post what they want you to see, not their full reality. So, do yourself a favor. Get off when you need to. Relax. Okay? I love you guys for listening. I love you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And happy Thanksgiving in advance. I hope everybody enjoys their Thanksgiving. I hope everybody has a enjoyable Thanksgiving and Black Friday. You know, get them sales. Definitely enjoy those sales. I'm not going out there to do that. I don't, crowds, lines. I'm okay. I'll wait. I'll order it online. And yeah, leave whatever happened today into today. Don't bring that shit into tomorrow. I love you guys for listening. Later.